Hello friends, this is Dr. RPS Chauhan, Professor and Head Electronics Department at IIM Engineering College Ghaziabad, affiliated to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University Lucknow. I am here to take the lecture of subject microprocessor and microcontroller. Today in my lecture I am going to discuss introduction of microprocessor and its features. So, before discussing this microprocessor, the introduction of microprocessor, I want to discuss the basic concept of microcomputer. Then what is microprocessor, what is the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller, what is the definition of microprocessor, how the microprocessor will fetch the operation code and the operand or data from the memory location, and finally, the features of 8085 microprocessors. So, let us start by discussing the basic concept of microcomputer. So, basic concept of microcomputer is nothing but it is a electronic device with microprocessor as a central processing unit. The main characteristics of microcomputer are it responds to a particular set of instruction in a well defined manner, means the microcomputer will perform each and every instruction or the information which is feeding to the microcomputer in well defined manner. It can fetch and execute a list of instructions sequentially called program. So, program is nothing but a list of instruction which is written in sequence, in proper sequence. The main component of microcomputers are the central processing unit, input output devices, memory devices such as RAM and ROM, then system buses. So, see the basic diagram of microcomputer system. So, this in this particular basic block diagram, it is clear that the microcomputer system will consist the central processing unit is the main unit, the memory unit, that is ROM and RAM, input output interface used to interface input output devices. Then coming to the basic concept of microprocessor, it is a single chip programmable device, uses VLSI technology, that is very large scale integration technology, which includes arithmetic and logic unit as a unit to perform arithmetic and logical operation, register arrays consisting the temporary register, general purpose register, special purpose registers, accumulators, and timing and control units to provide necessary timing and control signals. The main units of microprocessors are arithmetic and logic unit, register array, timing and control units, address bus, data bus and control bus. So, see in this particular graphical representation or in the block, this microprocessor will consist the arithmetic and logical unit, register arrays, timing and control units. So, this is the internal units which are inside the microprocessor, and microprocessor will perform each operation on the basis of these unit. Now, what is the basic concept of microcontroller? Microcontroller is nothing but it is also a programmable device which includes microprocessor, peripheral device, input output device, programmable peripheral interface, timers, UART, universal asynchronous receiver transmitter. So, these are the main units inside the microcontroller, and the microcontroller will perform all its operation with the help of these units, which is nothing but the subunits of microcontroller, which is inside or the integrated in the microcontroller. Now, comes to the definition of microprocessor. Microprocessor is a programmable register array based clock driven electronic device that fetches and executes operation code or opcode and operand from a memory, takes the information or data from the input devices, process the data according to the instructions and display the result with the help of output devices. So, what do you mean by programmable register array based clock driven and electronic device? Programmable means microprocessor can be programmed with the help of the some instructions or the assembly language. With the help of that, we can program the microprocessor to perform a particular task. So, this is the meaning of that. Microprocessor is an electronic device which can be programmable to perform a particular task. To perform a particular task, microprocessor need some register array. So, register arrays consist the general purpose registers, the temporary registers, accumulator registers, special function register to do the task. To perform or to execute the instruction, microprocessor required clock input of about 3 megahertz. So, on the basis of this clock input frequency, microprocessor will execute each and every instructions, and since microprocessor is available in the form of integrated circuit, so it is an electronic device. So, this will complete the definition of microprocessor, that it is a programmable register array based clock driven and electronic devices. Now, coming to these peripheral devices, the peripheral devices is nothing but the devices which are connected to microprocessor externally. So, these peripheral devices are the memory devices. Generally, the memory devices are classified into following types, that is the read only memory and random access memory. Read only memory, as its name indicates, that the information or data written into the read only memory can be read only. We can read the information or data, we cannot write anything in the read only memory, or we can say that the information returned cannot be altered. The second classification is nothing but the random access memory, as its name indicates, the data or the information can be read or write in random access memory. So, these are the general classification of the memory device, which is used as a peripheral device to store the information for future use. Next peripheral device is input output devices. In microprocessor based system, it is required to communicate with the outside world. Microprocessor will communicate the outside world with the help of input output devices. The input output devices are the keyboard and mouse, and the output devices are the LCD and LED. To input data or information, microprocessor required input devices. The input devices are the keyboard. With the help of keyboard and mouse, we can give the information to microprocessor, and to display the output or result. So, we use LCD display and LED display. So, these are the example of input and output devices. With the help of these peripheral input output device, microprocessor will perform the required operation. Required operation means it will take the input from the input device and store or display the result with the help of the display device, that is LCD. Next is the system bus of microprocessor. Microprocessor consists address bus, data bus and control bus. This is called the system bus. Bus is basically a group of wires which carries signals such as plus 5 volt or logic 1 and logic 0. Plus 5 volt is logic 1 and 0 volt is nothing but the logic 0 signals respectively. What is address bus? Address bus is in 8085 microprocessor is a 16 bit. It is divided into two parts, that is low order address bus and high order address bus. With the help of this 16 bit address bus, microprocessor is able to access total 64 kilobytes of memory location, and the address bus is unidirectional. Next, in system bus, the next bus is data bus. Data bus, as its name indicates, the data bus is used to carry the 8 bit data. It is bidirectional. Bidirectional means it will carry the data to and from the microprocessor and the peripheral devices which are connected with the microprocessor to design a microprocessor based system. Control bus is nothing but it is a group of wires called control signals. With the help of control signals, microprocessor will perform all the necessary operations. So, this is the job performed by the control bus by passing the control signals, that is the control signal for memory device and input output devices. Now, let us see the system bus organization of the microprocessor, that is 8085 microprocessor. So, if you want to design microprocessor based system, we need to interface the memory device as a peripheral device, input output device as a peripheral device. To carry the address and data, we have the address bus and data bus respectively, and to perform the required operation, we need to give a control signal generated by the control bus. So, control bus is nothing but it consists a group of signals called control signals. With the help of control signal, the microprocessor will perform the required operation. So, this is the system bus organization of the 8085 microprocessor. Now, how does microprocessor works? It is very important to know that to execute any instruction, the instruction in the form of operation code or opcode is present in the memory, So, to receive or to take the operation code from the memory, microprocessor will fetch the operation code with the help of the address bus. With the help of address bus, microprocessor identify the valid address of the memory. Once the address is obtained, the microprocessor will fetch the operation code from the from that memory location. With the help of data bus, it will carry the operation code and passes this operation code to the instruction register. The instruction register passes this operation code to the instruction decoder. The job of instruction decoder to decode the instruction, and after decoding the operation code, microprocessor will understand which operations are required to perform and how much machine cycles are required to execute the instruction. So, this is the meaning of the decoding, fetching, decoding and execution. Means whenever microprocessor will execute any instruction in a program, it will always follow these 3 steps. First is fetch operation, second is decode operation, and third one is the execute operation. So, fetching is nothing but the reading or taking the operation code from the memory location, passes this operation code to the instruction decoder. For decoding, instruction decoder will decode this operation code, and microprocessor will execute the required operation with the help of the control signals given by the timing and control unit. So, this is the main flow of fetching, decoding and execution of an instruction in microprocessor. Now, let us see the flow diagram of this fetching, decoding and execute operation. So, let us see here in this memory unit, the operation code is there, and to reach to this particular memory location we require the valid address. So, this valid address is nothing but a 16-bit memory address which is generated with the help of 16-bit address line. So, in 8085 microprocessor, the low order address bus is time multiplexed with the data bus. So, with the help of latch, the microprocessor timing and control unit will generate ALE signal, that is address latch enable signal, to enable the latch. This latch will demultiplex the multiplex address and data bus. So, demultiplexing is nothing but differentiating the address bus and data bus. So, after demultiplexing the address bus and data bus, that is low order address bus and data bus is separated, and with the help of the A0 to A15 16-bit address line, microprocessor identify the memory location where the operation code is present. With the help of this memory location, the microprocessor will pick the operation code with the help of data bus and passes this operation code to the instruction register. Then from this instruction register, the instruction register passes this operation code to instruction decoder for decoding. The instruction register decode this operation code and identify that which operation is required to perform. So, it will perform the required operation with the help of timing and control unit. So, before fetching the operation code from the memory, it is essential that to enable the memory, then only we can fetch the operation code from the memory. So, for that particular purpose, the timing and control unit of the microprocessor will generate memory read control signal to enable the memory device. Once the device gets enabled, then only the microprocessor will fetch the operation code from the memory with the help of the data bus, and it will passes to the instruction decoder for decoding, and after decoding the processor will perform the required operation with the help of the timing and control unit, which is supplied by time with the help of the timing and control signals supplied by timing and control unit of microprocessor. Now, come to the features of 8085 microprocessor. The features of 8085 microprocessor is as follows. Microprocessor is 8-bit microprocessor. Why it is 8-bit microprocessor? Because if you see the architecture of this microprocessor, the 8085 microprocessor is 8-bit data bus, and arithmetic and logic unit of microprocessor is also 8-bit. So, with the help of this 8-bit data bus and arithmetic and logical unit and all the general purpose register which is also 8-bit, the microprocessor will perform the operation, that is arithmetic and logical operation, and during this operation the processor is able to carry only 8-bit data at a time. So, why it is carrying 8-bit data at a time? Because the data bus of 8085 microprocessor is 8-bit and the arithmetic and logic unit of also 8-bit. So, this 8085 microprocessor is 8-bit microprocessor. Address bus of the 8085 microprocessor is 16-bit. So, with the help of 16-bit address bus, microprocessor will identify the address of memory location, and with the help of 16-bit address 2 to the power 16 approximately equals to 64 kilobytes of memory location can be accessed with the help of the 16-bit address bus. The clock input frequency of microprocessor is 3 megahertz. So, with the help of this clock input frequency, the processor will perform all the operation, means it will execute each and every instruction on the basis of this clock input frequency, which is applied to microprocessor. It requires plus 5 volt DC supply for its operation. The accumulator and general purpose registers are 8 bits. So, in 8085 microprocessor, all the general purpose register, that is B register, C register, D register, E register, H and L register, and the accumulator register are all 8 bit register, because it is a 8 bit microprocessor. Program counter and stack pointer register are 16 bit. So, this is the special purpose register in 8085 microprocessor. It acts as a memory pointer. So, this special function register is 16 bit because it is acting as a memory pointer. It will point to the memory address, that is why it is a 16 bit register. With the help of program counter, microprocessor will keep track the instruction which is executed one after another, and stack pointer is nothing but also a memory pointer. It is a reserved portion of memory. So, during the push and pop operation, the stack pointer is used to hold the memory address of the next instruction, which is next instruction of the main program when the subroutine is called. So, this is the purpose, or this is the use of this 16 bit register, which is nothing but program counter and stack pointer, which is also a special purpose register. Then next is microprocessor consists 5 external hardware interrupts. The hardware interrupts are nothing but the trap, also called RST 4.5, RST 7.5, RST 6.5, RST 5.5 and INTR. So, generally the interrupts, hardware interrupts of microprocessor is classified into two types, that is non-maskable interrupts and maskable interrupt. Non-maskable interrupt means the request of the interrupt will never be ignored by the microprocessor, means whenever this interrupt occurs, the request of that particular interrupt, that is the non-maskable interrupt, is immediately accessed, or microprocessor will immediately respond the non-maskable interrupt. Each interrupt will have its own service routine called interrupt service routine, and this service routine will store, or it will start from a particular vector address. So, the vector address is nothing but the address where the interrupt service routine will start, means the processor will start execution of this ISR to that particular vector location. So, here trap is the non-maskable interrupt having the highest priority. The remaining hardware interrupts are RST 7.5, RST 6.5, RST 5.5 and INTR. So, the RST 7.5, 6.5, 5.5 INTR are the maskable interrupts, and if more than one interrupt occurs externally to microprocessor, the microprocessor will serve the request of these interrupts on the basis of priority. So, accordingly RST 7.5 in I am talking about the maskable interrupt. So, RST 7.5 is having the highest priority, then 6.5, then 5.5 and then INTR. So, according to the priority of the maskable interrupt, the processor will serve the request of these interrupts. Then next features is microprocessor provide HOLD and HLDA, that is DMA control signal. Suppose in case if more than two processor or controller is interface with the system data bus, and to avoid the interfacing of these two processor, and the suppose a processor wants to access the memory directly without the intervention of the other. So, in this case there is a facility is that the DMA control signal, that is nothing but the hold and HLDA signal is issued. Hold is nothing but the input to the microprocessor, and HLDA is nothing but the acknowledged signal which is output from the microprocessor to the requesting device. So, with the help of that, the microprocessor will release the buses. With the help of hold signal, the microprocessor will first complete the execution of the instruction, the current instruction, and it will release the control of the system bus to the use of the requesting device. So, this is the facility in this microprocessor. With the help of DMA control signal, the hold an HLDA signal, microprocessor will perform the direct memory access operation. Then next feature is flag register of microprocessor, which is a 8-bit register. So, flag register of microprocessor is 8-bit, means the flag register consists 5 flags. These flags are basically a 1-bit flip flop. So, these flags are sign flag, 0 flag, auxiliary carry flag, parity flag and carry flag. So, these flags of flag register are used to reflect the result of operation performed by the ALU, arithmetic and logic unit of microprocessor. Sign flag is the flag is set when the number is negative number. When the number is negative number, sign flag is set. If the result of arithmetic and logic operation consists all zeros, so 0 flag is set to 1, and if during the BCD addition or subtraction operation, if there is a carry or borrow, so here auxiliary carry flag is set to 1. If the result of the operation consists even number of ones, then the parity flag is set to 1, and if there is a carry generated during the addition and if borrow is taken during the subtraction, so the carry flag is set to 1. So, this is the use of the flag in flag register. Then to perform a 1-bit serial communication, we have the SID and SOD signals in 8085 microprocessor. SID means serial input data and SOD means serial output data. So, with the help of serial input data and serial output data, microprocessor will perform 1-bit serial communication with the help of RIM and SIM instruction. Microprocessor provides an on-chip clock generator. So, here we need to connect crystal oscillator of about 6 megahertz frequency. So, this 6 megahertz input frequency, clock input frequency of the crystal is divided by this clock generator circuitry by 2. So, the 3 megahertz frequency is the input frequency to 8085 microprocessor. Now, to control the operation of peripheral device, that is memory device and input output device, we have read and write control signal, and with the help of read and write control signal, the microprocessor will perform the required operation, that is read operation, memory read, memory write, input output read and input output write operation with the peripheral device such as memory and input output devices. So, these are the control signals which are generated by the microprocessor. These are the active low control signal generated by the microprocessor for the peripheral device to enable and disable the peripheral device, that is memory and input output devices. So, today we have discussed the basic concept of microcomputer system. A microcomputer system is a system in which the central processing unit is the main unit and the input output devices is nothing but the peripheral devices, and memory devices like RAM and ROM are the internal part of this microcomputer system. Let me give the basic example of this microcomputer system which is used day to day life. So, we are using the calculator in our day to day life to perform a particular task or to do some calculations. So, this the calculator is nothing but it is the example of the microcomputer system. The processor in it, calculator consists microprocessor in it. It consists the input device. With the help of that input device, we can feed the information, we can feed the data, and to display the result we have the display device, and to store the result for the future use we have the memory device. So, the calculator is the basic example of the microcomputer system in which the microprocessor is the main unit to perform the processing and to feed the input or to give the information or the data to the microcomputer system. We need input device. So, with the help of input device we can input the data to the system, and the microprocessor or the computer will perform the required operation on this data, and accordingly the operation it will give the result which can be displayed with the help of output device. And if you want to store this result for the future use, we can use the memory device. Now, coming to the microprocessor, microprocessor is the small chip manufactured by the VLSI technology, uses the VLSI technology, and the basic unit of this microprocessor is nothing but the arithmetic and logical unit, the register arrays, and timing and control units. So, these are the basic units of the microprocessor. The microprocessor will perform all the operation with the help of this unit. And if you differentiate this microprocessor and microcontroller, since if you want to design a microprocessor based system, we need to interface the peripheral device like input device, memory device, output device to design a microprocessor based system. While in case of microcontroller, all this peripheral device, input output devices, then the ports, UART, universal asynchronous receiver transmitter, memory are the integral part of the microcontroller system. So, this is the basic difference between the microprocessor and microcontroller. And if we see the definition of the microprocessor, microprocessor is nothing but we have the programmable device, means the microprocessor can be programmed with the help of the instruction. We can use various group of instruction to program microprocessor. It is register array based. So, it consists the various general purpose register, accumulator, special function register to perform the required operation, and it is a clock driven. Clock driven means it uses clock input frequency for its operation, and it is available in the form of integrated circuit. That is why it is an electronics device. So, just recall the features of 8085 microprocessor. The 8085 microprocessor is nothing but it is a 8-bit microprocessor. It consists 8-bit data bus, the arithmetic and logical unit, and all general purpose register of 8085 microprocessor which are user programmable are also 8-bit. Microprocessor consists 16-bit address bus, and with the help of 16-bit address bus, microprocessor is able to address or access 64 kilobytes of memory location. Microprocessor uses plus 5 volt DC supply for its operation. With the help of this supply, which is about plus 5 volt DC, the microprocessor will perform its operation or the supply needed for the microprocessor for its operation. Then the microprocessor consists the 5 hardware interrupts. These hardware interrupts are classified into 2 types, that is the non-maskable interrupt and the maskable interrupt. The non-maskable interrupt is the highest priority interrupt. The request of this non-maskable interrupt cannot be ignored, and the another is the maskable interrupt. The maskable interrupts are RST 7.5, 6.5, 5.5 and INTR. So, the microprocessor will ignore the request of the maskable interrupts. Microprocessor requires hold an HLDA signal for DMA control operation, DMA related operation. Flag register, microprocessor having the 5 flags. These are the sign flags, 0 flag, auxiliary carry flag, parity flag and carry flag to reflect the result of operation. SID and SOD, SID and SOD pin of the microprocessor is used to perform 1-bit serial communication. Microprocessor provide on chip clock generator. Clock generator is used to internally divide the crystal frequency, which is about 6 megahertz. So, this 6 megahertz clock input frequency is divided by 2 by the internal circuitry. So, the 3 megahertz frequency is available, which is used by the microprocessor for its operation. To control the operation of peripheral device, that is read and write control signals are used to enable and disable the memory device and input output device related operation. So, to perform each and every operation of microprocessor, the microprocessor will follow a sequence of steps. So, this sequence of steps is nothing but fetch, decode and execute. So, whenever microprocessor want to execute any instruction, so the instruction in the form of operation code is present in memory location. So, this operation code is fetched by the microprocessor with the help of the data bus. The microprocessor fetch the operation code, passes this operation code to the instruction register. Instruction register passes this operation code to instruction decoder for decoding. The decoder of instruction decoder of 8085 microprocessor will decode the operation code and understand which operations are required to perform, and the instruction consists how many machine cycle, means to execute a particular instruction how many machine cycles are required to execute this instruction. So, with the help of the timing and control signal generated by timing and control unit of microprocessor, microprocessor will perform the required operation. So, in the next lecture I will discuss that what is the meaning of machine cycle and how the microprocessor will execute this machine cycle one by one to execute a particular instruction. Thank you.